I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but in an effort to show how my pole paddle evolved, well, the original evolution of it is long gone down probably to somewhere down Elk River to Grand Lake. But anyway, this second iteration, I love that word, started out this kayak paddle with removable blades that may not be available anymore. I don't know, I couldn't find one. Really, really nice. I like it. It's simple, easy to work with. The original pole was an aluminum extension saw, limbing saw, that wound up, part of it got messed up, and so I was left with a pole. And the lower portion of that pole, the extended portion of it, was perfect for fitting paddle blade into. All it took was a hole bored at the right place to accommodate the little push button. So anyway, this pole here is part of a concrete float. If I remember right, this is the extended part of it. No, the float got crushed by a truck, so again I was left with a pole. Now I had tried a closet pole, aluminum closet pole, and that did not work. It wasn't anywhere near stiff enough. Now this is fairly short. But anyway, the rest of the thing, this is an old paddle that the blade got broke. Anyway, this part right here is from a scrap walker, a walking assist thing. And all I did was figure out where the hole was going to be and push the pin up in it. Now these pins are nothing more than a piece of metal on a Z-type, a B-shaped spring that provides the resistance. And you just have to kind of, once you get your hole bored, you have to kind of poke it up around in there. I used a stick, I think, with a fork on it. Got it into place and wiggled it so it came through, and then slid this up. I was just fortunate that the inside of this is perfect for the paddle. The outside of it is perfect for this. So the pole end, the part that I use to push along, is just a stob pushed really hard up into the handle of the float with 3 screws in it. They happen to be stainless, but that doesn't really matter, to provide some grip. That's a pretty piss poor, but it's been working. So anyway, the way it works, oh, the side point. I made out of an old paddle handle. I made with a push pin, again from a walker, to go in and meet up well, somewhere or another. It goes in and it meets up. And it makes a T-handle for when this has a paddle on the end of it. So I have a nice paddle, which is somewhat longer than most paddles, without paying for a great big long paddle. I've got a nice long paddle, plus a removable end. The T-handle to make the shaft of the kayak paddle into a single blade paddle is made from PVC T, piece of wood whittled down to fit through the PVC T epoxied onto the shaft of a canoe handle, a canoe shaft, piece of it, and then epoxied all over. And I don't know how old this is. It's been a long time, at least 20 years since I made it, so it holds up pretty good. The V-shaped spring is just slid in there and put it into place. And once it's locked into place, it's good to go. Anyway, it's real easy to make. On a paddle, I've got a nice long paddle, plus a removable end for the pole paddle. Okay, pole paddle slides in like that. Line it up, push in, push on up, on up, on up, on up, on up. Until it pops into place. Ta-da! Well, usually goes a lot easier than that whenever I'm doing it. And I can push it further on up for a shorter paddle. And then the paddle gets put into place. Like that. And it's ready to be used as a paddle and as a pole. I'm not sure what the overall length is. I'm assuming somewhere around 9.5 foot or so total overall when it's in this configuration. And it will take all I can give it as far as poling and paddling. Ideally, I would have filled this with some foam so it can't get water in it and sink. But as it is, this is how it works. I mean, this is how it goes. And it works fairly good. For transporting, I take the paddle portion off, so it'll sit crossways in the truck without sticking out. Anyway, I'll have to show it being used another day. The ankle is messing up on me, so beer time. Love y'all. See you on the creek.